Today I'll show you how to make 4 Frangelico cocktails. Frangelico is a hazelnut liqueur, and one of the bottles I remember seeing as a kid, the iconic bottles that I remember from my youth, along with Chartreuse, Galliano, and Kahlua, otherwise known as the Big Four, I guess to just me. Like many other liqueurs, looking at you, Benedictine, the backstory, or maybe just the perceived backstory, is not super authentic, or at least not steeped in history. Frangelico is not some historic liqueur made from monks over centuries, but was created in 1978 to be a hazelnut liqueur. Now, it is Italian and has connections to the Piedmont area of Italy, and obviously by the bottle, the brand was inspired by monks. Just gotta love the little tassel here. Now, a bottle will set you back about $30, and you might not want to spend that much on a full-size bottle unless you absolutely love hazelnuts. You can pick up smaller half bottles for under $20. I just got lucky a couple years ago. I was at a Target, and they had this for $17, so I could not resist. So, how does it taste? I think I forgot that it's not dark in color. Very rich, nutty, hazelnutty, but it doesn't have an overly artificial intensity to it. It hits that right note of hazelnut for me. It's definitely sweet and obviously hazelnut, and it's not something I would probably enjoy on its own or on ice, but I could see if you really loved hazelnuts why you might like that. There is a luxuriousness, but yet also a subtlety to it that I find appealing. It has plenty of hazelnut, but it's not too intensely hazelnut. Now, all right, let's get to the cocktails today. Now, the first one we're going to make comes to us from Portland and the Raw Irish Pub. It's a drink that contains obviously Frangelico, pineapple, simple syrup, lime juice, and Jameson. But I actually don't know the official recipe. I just came across the ingredients online. However, a 2026 resolution for me is to consume more Jameson. So I've reworked this into something that I think is pretty good. So let's go ahead and make it. I'm going to start with 1 ounce of fresh pineapple juice, half an ounce of fresh lime juice, 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, 1/4 ounce of Frangelico, and 2 ounces of Jameson Irish whiskey. So there you go, the spirit of Portland. My apologies to the Raw Irish Pub if I butchered this one, but I did the best I could. If anyone knows the official recipe, let me know in the comments below. Cheers. Now, when you're drinking that Frangelico on its own, I find there's a subtlety to it, but the hazelnut is the intense flavor in there. And in a 1/4 ounce, you might be thinking like, hey, that's not really going to show up in something with, juice and Jameson and all that, but here it is. You can taste the hints of the hazelnut flavor. There's like just enough there to where it doesn't step on the rest of the ingredients. It's very good. It's very mild. It's very light and refreshing. Pineapple juice and the lime juice. I've only made this way. Have not made it with a rum or a different whiskey or a bourbon, so I couldn't tell you how much the Jameson is impacting this. I would never know if I didn't make this or didn't tell you that there was Jameson in here, because it's just so mild and subtle. And that kind of makes me wonder if the intent here was to bring out that Jameson flavor, or to just, hey, we're an Irish pub, we want to make something a little bit tropical and use Jameson. It works though. So there's nothing about it that doesn't work. Sometimes when you get into tropical drinks and you try something with bourbon or a stronger whiskey, you can find that flavor of the bourbon is the dominant flavor. And sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't. Jameson, to me, as someone who, makes a lot of rum cocktails, it skews more towards, I wouldn't say more towards, but it is more towards rum in its versatility as something to mix with. So I really like this, and I can't say that there's too many Jameson tropical cocktails that I know of. I can't even think of a single one other than this one. So if you like Jameson, if you like that little hints there of the hazelnut, then I think that you will love the Spirit of Portland. Moving right along, we're now going to make a Negroni, and in looking for Frangelico cocktails, I came across a recipe that infused Appleton 12 with porcini mushrooms. That could be delicious. That's not really my cup of tea, but I'll leave a link to that recipe in the description if you're interested. However, if we just keep everything else the same and just use Appleton 12 without the mushrooms, we should have ourselves a delicious hazelnut Frangelico Negroni. We're going to build this one in the glass, and I already have one large ice cube in my glass. We'll start with half an ounce of Frangelico, 1 ounce of Campari, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, and 1 ounce of Appleton 12. All right, let's try the Negroni. Cheers. So we took a Negroni that's an equal parts drink. We swapped out the gin for the rum, and then we increased the sweetness too. I should stop and say we increased the sugar by adding in the Frangelico, but I don't think we increased the sweetness, at least not that much. And in this, standing up against Campari is very challenging, and it's barely there. Another one of these drinks, like the last one, I couldn't really tell you that there was Jameson in it. This one, couldn't really tell you too much that there's Frangelico. There's like a lingering nutty finish to it that I actually really like that. That is the Frangelico, but that intensity of hazelnut doesn't come through as much. So if you are on the fence about hazelnut, but you still want to use your Frangelico, this would be a great way to try it. It's not going to be too sweet, in my opinion, and it's not going to be too much hazelnut flavor as well. I think I take back everything I just said. I can taste the Frangelico much more now. There's a finish there, but now it's more of a lingering finish as well. So there is a little bit more there than on the first couple sips. As the price of Appleton 12 increases everywhere, I find it maybe a little bit expensive these days to be using it in something like a Negroni, where the other ingredients are going to sort of dominate it. But I haven't had this with other rum, so I couldn't really tell you how big of a difference that makes. But if you have any Jamaican rum, and I think you could even use something that's a little bit more bold and flavorful, but I like that age component here with the sweet vermouth, with the Campari, and with what is now I don't want to say dominant Frangelico hazelnut flavor, but it's definitely there, and it comes through more than it did on the first few sips. So there you go, the Frangelico Negroni. Even though I don't consume it much or really ever these days, I do like hazelnut coffee. It's a good combo in my opinion. And one of the longtime Bay Area coffee shops, Phil's, has a filtered soul blend that has an artificial hazelnut that I kind of like. And as much as I used to like Phil's, they don't do half and half or milk or even cream. They use a manufacturer's cream, which is a cream with a higher percent fat than heavy cream. So their coffee is always like very slick and oily if you use any cream at all. Anyways, today's espresso martini is pretty basic and a little nod to Phil's, but if you want an espresso martini like drink with a cream, Frangelico, and rum, then watch the video I did on the white flag. I'll leave a link up here and in the episode's description as well. So to make what I am calling the Angelico Martini, we will start with 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, half an ounce of our Frangelico, 1/4 ounce of a vanilla syrup, 1 ounce of cold espresso, and 2 ounces of vodka. Yes, sweet, sweet vodka. And then I'm gonna add a few small ice cubes and 1 large rock. This is how we often shake daiquiris to get the right texture, and that should help aid in the texture and the foam of this drink as well. So there you go, the Angelico Martini. All right, while this is not a piping hot caffeinated beverage in hand, it is a caffeinated beverage nonetheless, so join me, shall you? Cheers. I will admit that I am one of those pretentious a-holes that craps all over espresso martinis whenever they get a chance, especially ones with vodka. But then when I have them, I'm like, wow, this is actually delicious. This one's delicious too. We are using vodka, so you're getting no flavor from the spirit, but there is spirit there and spirit present, and then intensity from the coffee. I used a very strong espresso. If you're doing this at home, I think you want the intense espresso. So whether you're using espresso you make, you go to your local coffee shop and just get a shot of espresso, or you're using something like the frozen Cometeer pods and using a lot less water than normally. You want that intensity of flavor because we are not leaning on a coffee liqueur like Kahlua, Mr. Black, or anything else to get more coffee flavor, and instead we're replacing that with Frangelico. And what's great about this cocktail, like the last ones, a subtlety of hazelnut. We are not creating this intensely hazelnut cocktail. It's subtle, it complements the other ingredients in there, it works well with the vanilla, and the vanilla syrup a touch more sweetness. And I know many of you that come here often and watch my videos, you're gonna wanna replace the vodka. Some of you might be new to the channel here, but most people know that most of the cocktails I make are rum. So the what I call the Smith & Cross Mafia, the people who put Smith & Cross and everything, will wanna put Smith & Cross here, go ahead and do it. But this does work with vodka, and it's nice to have the Frangelico and the coffee and the vanilla really stand out, and the vodka get totally lost there, and you're just really focusing, highlighting, and tasting those flavors. Is this the best espresso martini I've ever had? I don't know. It's probably up there. I think it is better than many of the ones I normally have, but the only difference here is there's like that subtle nuttiness we get from the Frangelico, a little bit of the hazelnut, and then a touch of vanilla as well, which I love. Vanilla is one of my favorite flavors in the world. So I find this one to be absolutely delicious, and I hope you do too. Final Frangelico cocktail today is the IBA Tiki. So this recipe is from the International Bartenders Association, and IBA is an abbreviation, obviously, if you didn't pick that up. And it's in the name of the drink, which is weird. And I know nothing of the story or origin, but it seems like it has some connection to Havana Club, because the recipe uses a couple of obscure Havana Club rums. Obviously, I do not have access to Havana Club, but the bottles for this recipe are the Profundo and the Smoky, which I'd never heard of. I'm going to keep it simple, though, and I'll use a goldish, lighter style flavorful rum and an aged rum. So no deep reasons for these choices. It just seemed like they would play nicely in this cocktail. Start with 3 ounces of fresh pineapple juice, 1 ounce of lime juice, 1 ounce of a passion fruit puree. So this is not a syrup, it's not been sweetened. Half an ounce of amaretto, just a 1/4 ounce of Frangelico, and then we need 5 drops of maraschino liqueur, and they said 5 drops, so we'll figure out how to do this. Want to be exact here, and actually you really don't want to do too much because this will overpower the drink. 1 ounce of a lighter style rum. I'm going to use Probitas to give a little flavor here. And then 1 ounce of an aged rum, and I'm using Flor de Caña 12. All right, let's try the IBA Tiki, and I'll just not hold back. That's a dumb name for a drink, but here we are. Cheers. All right, I'll give you the positives first. And then since I've already had, 3 cocktails, I haven't had 3 cocktails, but drank some of 3 cocktails, feeling a little uninhibited. So I'll give you my honest opinions and I'll give you the negatives in a minute. Positives here. There's a nice level of tartness. I think the tartness here, having that extra passion fruit puree really helps because there's so much other stuff in here. You get some tartness from pineapple. The most is coming from the lime, but that passion fruit adds a much needed. When I was looking at this drink before making it, I thought that maybe the passion fruit would overwhelm the rest of the drink. It tastes like pineapple and passion fruit, amaretto, and Frangelico. I don't know if I really pick it up much. You can get hints of the maraschino, even 5 drops, you can still taste it. But the Frangelico is not present. And as I make these videos, there's good sections I cut out where I taste it again, and sit with it for a little bit. The amaretto and the Frangelico, I don't taste them. The rum I don't taste as well. What I taste is pineapple juice. And I think what I am bothered by is calling this like the IBA is like, we're going to have one modern tiki cocktail. It's not that the drink is bad at all. The drink is not bad. And if you went to a tiki bar and you were served this drink, you wouldn't necessarily be like, wow, this is awful. But like, you're not, by using just 2 ounces of a spirit, and I don't even know what the amaretto and Frangelico are doing here. And then it's like, okay, well, let's just load it up with pineapple juice. You just use like an ounce of pineapple juice. This would be a lot better, less watered down, less pineapple forward. So I'm not trying to be critical of the overall drink. Is like, this is a bad drink. It's just, if you're going to be the International Bartender Association and you have one cocktail that you are putting your, abbreviation acronym in front of, like, do better than this. Like, make something that is special. Because I really don't understand like amaretto and Frangelico, how that's relevant to it. And then you're just overloading it with juices otherwise. All right, so there you go, folks, 4 cocktails with Frangelico Hazelnut liqueur. It works well. It works better than I thought. Sometimes these types of videos, like Kahlua or something else, they can not be that good. Some of the cocktails don't turn out that good. And even though I was just kind of like giving a real hard time to the IBA Tiki, it's not a bad drink, and it's not the Frangelico that I was criticizing the drink for. This is good, though. It is good. If you like really juicy drinks that just taste like juice, you're going to love this one. And that bothers me. That's why that bothers me. It's because that association with Tiki, which is like lots of fruit juices, it's just juicy, juicy, juicy. That's what bothered me. So anyways, still good if you like that juice. And the rest of them, the other ones, I thought were very good. Would love to find the real specs of the Spirit of Portland. But if you want a Negroni with a little bit of hazelnut, that's for you. If you want to try a new Frangelico Espresso Martini, then try that. But if you have a bottle of Frangelico and it's been sitting on your shelf for a long time, maybe it's been sitting on your shelf since 1978, then here are 4 cocktails for you to try. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like below, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to support this channel more, I have a Patreon page you could check out. Otherwise, till the next one.